Hello, everybody. I'm back. I'm ready. This is my journal. I'm chronicling my journal. This is my opinions, my thoughts, and I'm not getting paid for any of this. So feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Um, we have something to talk about here. Let's talk about how you get tied up with this, the government, the society, the banks, how they tie you up with these stories we've been told since we were kids or something, and how it's kind of a trap. I'll explain to you. This is how they tie you up. Okay, bear with me. The forces that be tie you up this way. They tell you you have a family. You should get married. You should buy a house. Uh, so you buy a house that costs you $250. Example, you pay. It takes you 30 years to pay it. 30 years paying that house with interest, insurance, and let's not even include repairs. It includes repairs. I calculated this with somebody's house, and at the end of 30 years, that he the house has been going up in value. So for 250, it went to this, it went to that. Of course, he took one mortgage, took a second mortgage, you can repair this, do go that, whatever. And if at 30 years he the house was worth from 250 to 800,000, well, which is very good, right? Um, um, he sells it. He's got to pay taxes in that house. So you pay taxes when you purchase it. You pay taxes as you go. You pay taxes with all the repairs. You pay taxes when you sell it. And I calculated it when this house that would probably be worth 850,000, 900,000 after 30 years from 250,000. But in his payment, it went over $1.5 million. You lost by like 600,000. You just don't notice it because it was on a monthly basis. So, meanwhile, you're paying taxes, repairs, improvements, upkeep, etc., insurance, everything. Insurance gets paid, the government gets paid, the repairman gets paid, everything moves except you. So, why do they tell you to buy a house? It's gonna tie you up. If you rent an apartment, you're gonna pay. It's never gonna be yours. But if you think about it, the house is never yours because even when you finish paying it, even if you once you finish the mortgage and you don't sell it, you still owe the taxes. You're still gonna keep paying taxes forever. So we're talking about the house $1 million already after 30 years, $1.5 million. But if you keep it, you're gonna keep paying taxes, and then you die, your kids pick up the house. They pay taxes because they just got a house from as an inheritance. So why do they want you to buy a house? Because while you have a house in that county where you have that house for the next 30 years or more, they owe you. They own you. You're gonna be paying them taxes. You're gonna be building that county. You're gonna be giving them taxes. You're gonna be using local repairmen. You're gonna be buying local insurance. You're gonna go. You're living in the house, so you're also gonna buy a car. You're gonna put money into that car. You're gonna pay insurance in that car. You're gonna pay taxes in that car. You're gonna buy food because you live there. You're gonna pay taxes, insurance, and everything for that food for the local supermarket. For 30 years, everything you produce is there. You're gonna work for them. You're gonna work locally. You might work a little further, a little this, a little that, but basically you're just boosting up their pockets. So when you buy a house, when you rent, you don't have to pay the taxes on the house. You don't have to pay the repairs. If you rent an apartment, it depends what the lease is, but everything is done by somebody else's pocket, not yours. So my question is this: in this idea of buying a house that they encourage you to do, they give it to you easy. Remember the bus they make it so easy to have a home, yeah, but then they take it away or they keep the money or you lose it. In this deal, who wins? You or them? Let's move on. Okay, you work hard and you get paid a minimum wage. They want you to work hard. You got to work hard because the bill, you end up working with a minimum age. They took away your retirement plan. Now you have to have your own private one, like a 401k or IRA or stuff like that, or 401b. Well, they take away your retirement, so you have nothing. You get paid the minimum. You pay taxes. So since you're working, you're getting paid the minimum. You pay taxes. You don't qualify for the government assistance. You don't qualify for help with the utilities. The medical, you have to pay your medical. You have to work 5 days a week for life. People that don't work, check this out. People that don't work, which is let's call it the poor, they get all the help possible for free. They get food, EBT. They used to call it food stamp. You get EBT, you get medical insurance for free. Section 8 or live in the projects. So they have a lot of programs to help you, which is good. But we're not talking about what they're getting. We're not saying what they're getting is bad. We're just talking about how we don't qualify for it, right? And they don't pay taxes because if you don't earn, you don't pay taxes. You can't pay taxes on zero, right? And the rich don't pay taxes because there's laws that are done to protect them. And they don't pay taxes either. They don't care. And they don't need the assistance. Who pays taxes? Who pays for everything? The working class. The small business owner. You pay for everything because every day is a new law, a new tax, a new tax. Remember when you used to flip houses? You used to be able to flip houses. You bought a house and you repaired it and you flipped it and you made some money. Now they changed the laws now where it's not as lucrative and you lose a lot of money when you flip a home. You have to be there X amount of years. There's some laws that make it tight, right? You know why? They say no, because everybody has to do that. The poor man doesn't flip houses because he got no money. The rich man doesn't flip houses because he's a millionaire. He flips larger properties, complexes with a lot of apartments, not houses. Who flips houses? The middle class, or doesn't exist anymore, the working class. The one that pays for everything is the only one that can make a little money when they flip houses. Not anymore. The government threw some laws now that you lose money when you try to flip a house. Why? Because it doesn't. He's trying to squeeze you. You pay for everything. When I say you, it's we because I work too. The working class, we have to pay for everything, and we have no benefits. So who wins on this one? Them or you? Who's winning? So far, it's 2-0. Okay. You need an education. You need to go to college. You need to improve to become a professional. This and that. Okay. You study hard. Then you have 100,000 student loan, if not more. Depends what you go to college for. If you find a job, for 40,000, something like that. But you got to pay 100,000, and you have to live out of that 40, and you got to pay taxes. Remember? So you go to college, you make a lot of money, you spend a lot of money in college, and then you have a loan that follows you for life that you have to pay for because it ain't free, and you can't catch a break. I don't know if this is good or this is bad. I'm just telling you this straight off the bat. This makes you think. Some political party says let's forgive the student loans. The other political party is signing laws against forgiving the student loans. No, because then it's gonna ruin the economy, so like that. It's only gonna benefit my economy, the working class. Remember, the poor, they don't go to college, so they don't have to pay for this. The rich, they don't go to college either because the big billionaires didn't go to college. They don't need this. So who needs this? You and me again. You and me again needs this break, or the college or the break. So who wins on that one? You, them, or you? Eh. Okay, getting married. I love my wife. I've been married, and I love being married to her. But they encourage you to get married, make it by law, and then you have to pay for some permits. You have to go to some stuff, and you get married. Your finances get all together, stuff, etc., etc. Punto com. You need to have kids because that's the most Christian thing to do, to have kids and reproduce, right? Okay. They got laws now. You can't abortion. That's different. Why the abortion or not abortion? Either way, it's gonna overpopulate. Religious purpose, no religious purpose, it's gonna populate a lot more the world. Let's put it that way. Okay, that's beside the point. I'm not talking about morals. I'm talking about numbers here. Okay, married couples produce more to society than single. Yes, it's a proven fact. You're married. You live in this town because you just got married. In this town, you want to form a family because they say it's the best thing to have a family. You have kids. So the wife is pregnant. You're not going to move because she's pregnant. So you're going to keep consuming in that town. Then you have kids and they're too young. So you're going to keep consuming in that town. Then the kids get older. They go to school. You're going to consume in this town. You buy the house. All the stuff we talk about because you're married. So you're tied up to that county just as everything else fell on you and you're tied up. The single people, they move, they leave. They don't have to stay. They just bounce back and forth. Let's go this way. Let's go that way. Let's go to Europe. Let's move to another country, another city, another state. Let's not settle yet. So as long as you don't settle, you don't put your roots in that county or that town or that state, you're not producing the money. Not at that amount. So they want you to get married because married people produce more. Not because you love should be documented in a paper. You can be happy with a person for life and not get married. Even there, they got laws there now. Now, if you've been together for X amount of time, they're putting laws that say that it's basically you're married even though you don't have a paper. They're finding ways to tie you up. Tie up your money, your back, your sweat. So, who wins? Them or you? Another one for them. Okay, we had that. I forgot the name of that. It had no political party. That money they gave us, surplus or the stimulus check. They gave us money for that. COVID hit, we couldn't work, so they gave us a stimulus check. They did not give you a stimulus check so your life can improve. They gave you a stimulus check to move it, to spend it. Because that shows you the math right there. If you spend, they produce, they make more. So they give you a check so you can spend it to keep the economy running toward them, not against you. Your job was to spend, not to save, not to improve your life. It's to spend. To spend, you have to work. You see how they get you? You have to work no matter what to spend. So that money wasn't for you to keep. They told you straight off the bat, no, we need you to spend for the economy. If you listen carefully to what they say, you know it's all about the money. It had nothing to do with you. Who gave it to you? What political party? That doesn't matter because they're all the same. One way or another, they all washed in their pocket. They all become rich. And they throw laws in their favor. Laws that shelter the rich, which is them. That's why they want to protect the rich, because they're rich too. So who does that benefit? Them? Who wins? Them or you? Another one for them. Okay. They tell you to donate, to give money for this, give money for this cause, and let's help this and let's help this cause, right? They told you to donate. If you donate, you're giving away your money. If you're giving away your money, you're running low on your money. When you run low on your money, you're going to have to work more. Because the money doesn't grow on trees. So you take the money, you give it away. It's good for the cause, according to them. We'll go through that in a second. It's good for the cause, but then what happens? You have to go work again. The slavery status. You have to continue, because you're donating. with $100, you could have fed your family a little longer, or perhaps buy Timmy some good shoes, or buy that bicycle he needs. But no, you gave the $100 away. Now you got to make another extra $100 so you can still buy Timmy his shoes. Donations, money, special causes, the church. Figure it out. Now let me tell you a little bit about that. In Haiti, there was a production. There was a production of rice, pretty good. Then they started saying, let's help Haiti with let's help Haiti forward it, right? To forward the country. So they started giving donations. They bring big trucks or shiploads of rice to give them all rice, and they all eat free rice. Guess what? Nobody in Haiti, and the people in Haiti are saying this, the one that produced the rice, he has a farm now that can't produce anything because people don't buy rice anymore because they get it for free. So the people that work for the farm, they're out of work. They become homeless because they have no way to feed their family. These large movie stars, because mainly it's movie stars, they look good because they live on public relations. They live on the image. You don't. The public image is like a point system for them. So the more points they get, the more their value. Guess what? The more they get paid every time they make a movie or a show, because they're points. And how do they get points? The public gives them points by popularity. And from there, they get the money. So that's how it becomes better for him to ask for donation. Oh, he's okay. Yeah, he's not giving his money. None of them are giving their money. They're just trying to get you to give the money in their honor, in their name. But their money isn't touched. This is not a Mother Teresa. They're not Mother Teresa. There was only one Mother Teresa. And the executives that manage these donation things, guess what? They don't keep the money, because if they take the money out of the banks or the donations and put it in their pockets, that's against the law and they go to jail, right? Right? However, if they live a life of luxury with that money and make it as an expense for the company, it's legal. How will that mean? They have to do a dinner party to convince somebody to donate. They're going to eat the most expensive thing in the most expensive restaurant and stay in the most expensive hotel and pay top super dollar. They're going to live like millionaires at your expense, at your donation. You give $20, $1 goes back to Haiti. The other 19 goes to their pockets. Who is it benefiting? You? Them or you? Who wins? Them or you? Another one for them. Gamble, casinos. Gambles in casinos. They never lose. It's free money. They never lose. And the government wants you to gamble because he makes more money with it. Because he's going to tax them. He's going to tax them for every dollar they take. He's going to tax you for every dollar you make. And in the first place, the dollar you use to go spend in the casino, it was already taxed. So, who's winning? Them or you? Here we go. The government makes laws that are very difficult to become sustainable. No, because you need this, you need the water system. All these communities that be these how they call them, earth communities, they become sustainable. They have their own things. They made them illegal. Not all of them, but they make it very hard. No, you need this, you need that. They make them mandatory. They have to have the water system, even if they gotta have this. The solar system is this and that. Too many regulations and too many taxes for them to do that. Why? Because while you're sustainable, you produce nothing for the government. You don't use the water. You don't use the electricity. You don't use the supermarkets. You don't use the medical. You don't use anything from the government. So that means you don't pay taxes on anything. You don't trade money. When you're doing a sustainable community, they have a name for this. You don't trade money. For example, I give you chickens, you give me pork, and he gives me vegetables, and that's how we eat. And then I take care of your kids, you educate my kids, and I educate and I help you with the farm, right? There's no money being exchanged, so there's no taxes. For who? For the government. They win or you do? That's another one, bro. There's so many. Okay, anytime you go to a doctor, he's gonna find you sick. He's gonna give you pills, and he's gonna charge the insurance, and the insurance is gonna charge the government, and the government insurance, and it's a chain. But there's a lot of money running around, and you think you're paying for it, but you are with your taxes and the pills, and they have you tied up. The pharmaceuticals are still making money. They're billionaires. They run this country. Pharmaceuticals, methadone clinics. It's a legal way to use drugs. When you go to a methadone clinic, the patient goes to a methadone clinic, they give him a drug that's stronger than heroin. So it's harder for him to get away from it. He will spend the next 10, 15, 20 years every day going to that clinic to get that drug. Insurance is paying for that under his name, and of course, tax dollars. And there's a lot of ways they make money with this. They're controlled drug dealers, and it's also your money because it's your tax involved, right? So who wins, them or you? Invest in the stock market. They tell you invest in the stock market so you can make money. But you have to put the money in the stock market and leave it for many years without moving it around so you can make money. So you can see it grow X amount of. I don't know many people that become rich with stock market. You hear about many people that become rich, but that's just hearsay, right? It says you have to leave your money. The brokers, the stockbrokers, the majority of them are broke. How can a person that knows so much about money not have any money? How a person that doesn't have any money, you're gonna trust him with your money? Things to think about. Okay, don't go far. The stocks that make money is the ones that you can buy, that can be bought. Let's put it this: that can be bought, owned before the stocks become public. Which when before they become public, there's only a select group that can invest and buy these. It's a secluded little group that can buy these. These are the ones that make money with the stocks. After that, the other amount of it becomes public. Then that's the one you and I can buy. Remember, I don't know what's the name of this. You can do day trading, right? On your apps. They were saying you can do this is the company that was doing day trading with an app, and all of a sudden there was a stock that went. It was down. People bought it. It went up. People started buying it, and before the people could cash out, some of them cashed out. Well, the Jackrabbit, I don't know what's the name of that app. It locked up. It wouldn't pay anybody. Like something's wrong with the system. When it saw it was losing money, it locked up the system that nobody could get paid. Nothing legal happened there. In other words, they decided you're not gonna get the money. When they saw you were making money, they froze it where you couldn't take money out. I thought that was the idea, to make money. No, the idea was for them to make money. I don't remember the name, but look it up. Do a little research. It just happened just recently. It's one of those apps where you do the day trading. And then all of a sudden, some stock went up so high that people were making money, pulling out and making money. When they realized it, they froze it. The stock was not theirs. They're just the broker, in other words. But they froze it. Isn't the idea of the broker to make money for his people? Well, he froze it so his people couldn't make the money. Why? And that's good, right? Again, who wins? Them or you? Another one. They keep selling you propaganda. I've been around a few countries. They keep selling you propaganda. Don't leave America. The Asians hate you. The Mexicans hate you. The Europeans hate Americans. Their medical system is terrible. They got too much taxes. It's too expensive. Terrorism. etc. They don't want you to leave. The largest group of retired people from America is in Mexico. Yeah, Mexico has bad parts like America does. You just don't live there. Like in America. I mean, DC is pretty violent in the United States. But there's other states that are not so violent, right? So you don't live in here, you live in another one. So you don't live in Guadalajara. I don't know you don't live in, I don't know what violence part of Mexico is. You live in the other one a little more deeper. They tell you Asians. So don't go to Asia because they hate you. Right now, you can live a lot cheaper in Asia. Expats, you heard of those? They go over there, they move to these countries. They work from computers over here in the United States. And they get paid US dollars, but they live over there, so they spend money over there and they don't spend money over here. Okay? I know this girl from Puerto Rico, no names. She, in Puerto Rico, she finished studying. She was hired and she's been giving classes for years already now in China. She gets paid good money and she's living in communist China, people. Communist China. There's not a democratic China, it's a communist China. She's living there, they pay for everything, and she's getting paid good money. And she says the students are great because these students know so many different languages already, and they're there to learn. How can we ever beat them when these kids, since they're babies, already educating themselves so good? How can we ever beat them? Really? We can beat them in drugs. Yeah. Everybody here is almost everybody here is a zombie now. So who wins? And that one, them or you? You know that answer. X-Packs. Okay, because they want you to keep spending your money in America. If you go to another country, if you move to another country, you're gonna spend your money elsewhere. You're not gonna pay taxes. For example, Puerto Rico, you don't pay federal taxes. That's not our choice. It has to do with the law of it being a colony. So if we work over there, we pay state taxes like everybody else, but we don't pay federal taxes. Wouldn't it be great you don't pay federal taxes here? It's not like the federal government doesn't have enough money. Always pay your taxes. I'm not saying don't. Always pay your taxes. They'll go after you. They'll destroy you. Don't mess with the man. Expats. Expats are the people that live, like I said, they move, they take their computers, they start working in other countries, and they live over there in countries that are cheaper. They live over a computer. They live in in a little apartments. They do their work with the internet and they get paid because their job is completely. My wife is one of those. She doesn't. She's not an expat because she lives, let's say, United States territory, but she can travel anywhere she wants with her job, and she works from a computer, and she gets paid by the company. They don't even have to see her, and if they need to see her, they just Skype every day, whatever they have to do. And you can see that it's better in other countries in many ways. It's propaganda, so you won't move. It says everything is terrible, everybody hates you. But it's not only the US that says that. US says that, China says that, Europe says that. Nobody wants their people to leave. No government wants anybody to leave because they want you to stay there and provide to them, right? But I've met a lot of people in a lot of different countries, and the people like you. The people love you. We all want the same thing. We all want to provide, help our families, and move forward and at least have a few bucks extra. It's the governments that the leaders, the governments that want to manipulate this, not the people. The people are just like you and me, except all different colors, all different languages, but we all have the same problem, the government, and we all want the same thing: to progress, to do better, to live in peace. We love each other. Don't believe that propaganda about them. So who's winning there? No. Hold on. Yes, and another thing. Mark my words, the U.S. government is gonna make it harder and harder so you get your passport in the future. harder and more expensive because he doesn't want you to leave. He doesn't. He gives you the passport so you can leave. He's gonna come up with some crap so you won't leave the country. That way you don't move and live in another country and you keep producing for him. So who wins there? Them or you? Drugs, alcohol, gambling, credit card, taxes. It all keeps you tied up. It all keeps you tied up. So people, like, share, and subscribe. I do my research for you. I share it with you. You can find it. I'm not getting paid for anything, so don't feel like you owe me anything. Just like, share, and subscribe. Somebody could get benefit out of this. And it keeps me awake. It's my new hobby. So feel free to enjoy this and share it. And any comments, hey, I'm game. Ray loves you. Always.